Okay, so we're here now with the vest itself. I've unhooked it from the back. Okay. I've unhooked it from the back here. These are just extra if you want to add your own things. That's what these clips are for. So I'm gonna go. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep this. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this here because this is where the data knife goes, and I can just molly it in. We're gonna go ahead and remove these. There you go. Alright, well, now that we've removed all of the pieces, we're going to have to go ahead and remove all the thread. So I've went ahead and removed all of the stitching in here. There are holes here, but we can go ahead and we can add these back in later through the bottom. You can just push them through, and then you can put your cap piece back on if you want to put that back on right there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and paint it. And the paint that I've got for this is I'm going to put down a base coat of this white here, which is Rust-Oleum, American accents. It's a paint and primer, so you don't have to worry about priming it first. And I'm probably going to give it a touch of the gray to give it more of that tint that it has from the costume. So first what we're going to do is we're going to take some tape, we're going to tape over the parts that we don't want painted, such as the inside insulation here, your shoulder pieces. So we're going to go ahead and start taping over stuff. So we went ahead, we put tape all around the edge. I'm just going to do this part first, and then when this dries, which is fast drying because of the primer, the way this paint is, I'll come up and I'll retape this side, and I'll do each plate individually. So let's go ahead and paint this. We got the base coat down for the first layer. We're gonna wait for this to dry, and we're gonna come back and hit it with some gray. Now that the white's dried, we can go ahead and add our overcoat of gray. Alright, now that this is already dried, we can go ahead and tape the rest of it, which I've already done, and we're just going to paint these last few pieces white, wait for these to dry, and then add the gray coat. Now we'll wait for this to dry, and we can take everything off. While we're waiting for the front to dry, we can go ahead and move on to the back. We're going to have to do them in segments like last time, only because there's a groove here and it's kind of, you can't get the tape in there. So we're just going to put the tape right under the edge of the first one, so it'll cover the bottom plate too. Now this part's a little tricky because of the way this is. We're gonna have to try to stick the tape in there and try to cover the strap at the same time. Same thing up here. We're gonna put it around it so it doesn't get in there. Now that the white has dried, we'll hit it with gray again. The good part about the back is that a majority of it will be covered by the backpack. So if you mess up here, it's not much of a big deal because it will be covered. So now that this gray has been splashed on, we'll wait for this to dry, and then we're gonna go ahead and move down and we'll start the paint in the bottom. Okay, so this is the vest all together now. I've reconnected it. I went ahead and redid all the extra pieces because just no point in adding a time lapse for those. I went back over the pieces here with a paintbrush, with a fine point brush right here. Sorry. And I just went in and redid all these to give it some detail. I used the stencils I had, which are the 3-inch stencils, and I spray painted VG. That's just initials. And then I took the period. There was one for like a period or like a semicolon, and I painted those in here and then up here as well to add there. I put tape through here. I covered everything except for the part in orange, and then I spray painted it. So that's how I got the lines across the vest here. As for the clip in the middle, I used a small clip and I put it through the middle hole, since I took the small X-Acto knife and I went through and I made these just a straight hole, so that way you can have your clip in the middle. And then I took the black brush as well and I went through on this piece, this one here, and then over here. And then I found this stencil online for the Titanfall logo, and I printed it on photo paper, cut it out, and I spray painted it. And then as for this, I just added straight lines. So right here's the front. So we're here, and now we're working on the back plate of the vest. And if you look here, there's a small black cylinder, which is what I have here. I simply took a cap off of, I guess, a hairspray bottle, and cut the plastic down because you don't want it too big, so I cut it down and I drew the white triangles on it. You can't really see it because this is what the hell is this? You can't really see it because this is a gloss Mod Podge instead of matte. But we're gonna take this and we're just gonna add it right here, dead center of the vest. So simple thing, we're just gonna super glue it in place. All right, so I went ahead and super glued this cap piece on the top here. Have the backpack here, of course, with this huge clip that I found. I just strung it right through here. Got the number 08 painted here on the back. You can just, now the backpacks aren't exactly the same, but it doesn't really matter. So, kind of covers it, but it's alright. I went back and covered these two pieces black. Same over here. Now, the backpack's a little tricky to get on. If you see in here, the bottom strap of the molly I zip tied to the clip, and same thing over here. I zip tied those, and up here did the same thing. I had to actually cut holes or incisions in the vest here, and I simply zip tied the top of the molly to the vest. And then for these straps, which came with the pouches, the same thing. I just have a molly, I have it zip tied to the backpack's molly, and then zip tied again right here to this clip. And that's how the backpack stays in place, so that backpack's not going anywhere. The jump jets are a nightmare and a half to get them to stay up because of how heavy they are. So I made another drill here. I drilled a hole through the vest here and zip tied a clip on the base, on the bottom plate of the vest here that hides underneath the backpack so you don't see it. And if you look at the jump jets, the way I have the jump jets set up is I had to take some of this elastic string and wire it all the way through this molly to make sure it stayed on there. Kind of hard to see. And then I drilled, again, 2 holes through the back of the jump jets, and added this clip to it, to the end of the string. So the string will clip to the back. So when you're wearing the vest with the jump kits, they should clip on like this. But you won't be able to see the clip because it'll be underneath the backpack. So the only thing you'll see is the bottom of this clip here with some string. And this here will give it room to move because it's flexible, so you'll be able to move around with it and it won't feel so stiff. So that's pretty much it. Go ahead and simply just take them off, just unclip them, and make them out. So that's pretty much all there is to this vest.